My name is John Jacobson. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm the associate editor at Afterglow Books by Harlequin, which recently launched. And I'm here to talk to you today about 5 things that you might not know about Afterglow and or might find interesting about how we went about making this imprint what it is today. So the first thing that you might not know is that Afterglow kind of started from just from a bunch of ideas. When our team originally got asked to make a new imprint, there wasn't much direction. It was like, what do you think you might want to do? What would this look like? So the Afterglow team put our heads together and we decided that we wanted to make something that spoke to readers of every age, but had like a kind of modern, youthful vibe, right? That talked about the challenges that people are facing today in relationships, whether it's dealing with things like figuring out whether you want to have a traditional corporate job or move up the ladder or have a family or travel the world or do something else. It seems like more and more we're facing a lot of challenges that make our romantic relationships look different. And we wanted to make a series of romances that had all of the fantasy and the fun of a contemporary romance, but also addressed those things that we feel like people are starting to want out of those romantic relationships. And that's how Afterglow kind of formed. The second thing you might not know about Afterglow is that even though we have a really strong mission statement, is that we still have books for every reader. And that was very intentional, because even though romance might look different in this day and age, and it might continue to evolve over time, that's kind of part of the beauty of it, right? Is that it's constantly evolving. And that means that every reader, every romantic wants something different. So that's why we have a wide variety of authors in the line. We have people of all different identities as far as like race, gender, sexuality, religion, cultural background, ethnicity, and nationality. And we also have authors of a wide variety of experiences. So we have folks who are Harlequin staples who have been writing for Harlequin since, the 90s and the early 2000s. And then we also have folks who are fresh debut authors or authors that have written books in other genres like academic publishing or young adult. And what's been beautiful about that is that each of those authors brings a different tone, a different voice, a different sense of comedy or emotion or drama into the story, and really makes it so that as many readers as possible can find something in our line that they enjoy and connect with. The third thing that you might not know about Afterglow is that we went through a lot of potential names. It's shockingly really hard to name a new imprint, especially when you want that name to convey all of the feelings that you're imagining when you're talking about it. So we wanted something that would convey the fact that Afterglow is very spicy. We welcome spice and we're high heat. But we're not like erotic romance, right? Like with that high heat, we also have a lot of emotion and tenderness and joy. So we also wanted something that expressed that playfulness and that joyfulness. And finding a word that combined both together proved to be really difficult. So we went through the drawing board and we had probably like 200 plus different names that we talked about at length. We had a bunch of names that involved things like, flame or fire or like a blaze and stuff like that conveyed the heat, but maybe didn't really get that like ooey gooey playful feeling. And then we had a lot of other names that were, maybe a little bit more broad. We talked about like names of flowers or colors or feelings, and to see if like those would work. And the reason we settled on Afterglow is that it was kind of a blend of both, right? Like Afterglow can have a little bit of a spicy connotation, but it also expresses just the deep satisfaction and joy that comes with what you feel when you finish one of our books, and also replicates the feeling that you get when you feel satisfied and delighted and happy in a romantic or deeply personal relationship in your life. The fourth thing that you might not know about Afterglow is that our books are international, and this both means that our books can be found across the globe. They're currently being published in the US, Canada, the UK, and Australia and New Zealand, but our books also have international settings, which isn't something that you find as often in contemporary romance. So we have books that are set in the Philippines, in Panama, in Copenhagen, and Belize, and each of these settings has its own unique cultural background and experience. Some of these books are rom-coms, some of them are emotional and angsty. They all feature characters of different jobs and experiences, and this was intentional because romance is not just for people that live in certain countries, and people want to have lives that showcase the world, right? We want to explore, we want to travel, we want to see what our happy ending is and where it is. And Afterglow provides you the opportunity to kind of explore that with these characters and see if you might also want to go on a jungle adventure in Belize, or explore the streets of Manila, or walk along the streets of Copenhagen and be a game designer, or whatever you might want to do that's represented in one of our titles. So that's something that we're really excited to share with readers. And the fifth and final thing that you might not be aware of about Afterglow is that Afterglow is actually part of a really beautiful family of imprints at Harlequin. So Harlequin has a bunch of category lines that Afterglow is just kind of the latest, the most recent sibling of. And each of these lines provides something exciting and fun and really classic and deep for romance readers. So if you're a new Afterglow reader, but you haven't explored what else Harlequin has to offer, there's so much more that you can find. So if you love your sexy, angsty billionaire romance, like your Anna Wong and your Katarina Mara books, then you can totally check out Harlequin Presents. If you love the Western small town drama of Catherine Cowles or Elsie Silver, for instance, then you might want to go to Special Edition. And if you love romantic suspense, action, adventure, that sense of danger along with that sense of spiciness, then Harlequin Romantic Suspense or Intrigue might be totally up your alley. And the reason that we want to talk about this with Afterglow is that Afterglow is something new and exciting and different for Harlequin, and we are so excited to share it with our current readers and with readers who might never have picked up a Harlequin book before. But Afterglow is built off of Harlequin's expertise in romance, and we are so thrilled that we get to be part of that history and that experience, but bring something fresh and new to it in the process. So this is just a little bit about Afterglow, right? And it's only the beginning. Our first launch titles are just in stores now, so if you're interested, you can check them out. The Bookbinder's Guide to Love by Catherine Garbera and The Fake Dating Game by Timothy Janofsky. And our February titles are just on the way. That's The Frenemy Fix-Up by Yara St. John and The Devil in Blue Jeans by Stacey Kennedy. And we have so many more exciting releases to come. So this is only the beginning for Afterglow, and hopefully we continue to bring you new and exciting things, and that, your interest in the line and the books and our glorious authors only grows. And we're more than anything just so excited to share them with the world, and hope that you're excited too.